everyone! Today I'm going to create a Valentine's Day card. Now unfortunately I cannot put it up before Valentine's Day is over because I would risk my husband maybe seeing this card ahead of time, which I do not want. So this project could be an inspiration for another project that you might want to create, or maybe for next year's Valentine's Day card. Anyways, I am going to use the Colorado Craft Company Bunny Love set. It comes with stamps and dies, and the main image is these two bunnies lying in the grass. You can either opt for the image with the grass in the background or without, and I've chosen this one for my project. And I've already stamped it, colored it with Copic markers. Over here I've listed the colors that I've used, and I've already gone ahead and die cut my image so that it's ready to go and we don't have any shaking from the big shot. Let me quickly put this die back. Okay, I want to place these bunnies on an ink blended background. So I've cut myself a card front from watercolor paper, and this, by the way, is Nina Classic Crest Solar White paper that is Copic friendly. So I want my bunnies somewhere around here towards the bottom, but I don't want them floating in midair, so I want to add a little ink blending around them from the bottom with green so that the grass kind of spreads around. And from the bottom I'm going to come in with some tumbled glass because I love that for a soft spring sky. Okay, so let's start with the green, and wanting the bunnies about there, I want to come in about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from the bottom with my green. So get my twisted citron and my blending brush and just add a little bit of ink. Don't want to come up too far. Just ground these bunnies a little bit. Like that. That should already be enough. A little bit more over here. Let's double check. That looks perfect. And now I want to come in from the top with my tumbled glass, but I just want to clean off any green that might be on my glass mat. I learned the hard way that one color picked up another that was on the mat before, and that's really annoying when you're in the middle of a project. So, and really lightly start blending this color in from the top and from the top edges. I don't want any clouds or anything. I just want the light blue sky. And I want it darker toward the top and lighter toward the bottom. So I'm gonna kind of fade it out. Today it's really hard to see for me because it's quite cloudy outside. So really bring it down, but only very, very lightly. Of course, I got a fingerprint up here. Let me grab a piece of paper. And go over that again to get rid of the fingerprints. And just a little bit more around the edge. know what, I might even grab an ink blending tool, because I think that transfers a little bit more ink. Sorry for shaking. Yeah, that brings darker ink in. Just around the top edge, really. And then fade it out with my brush. And I think we have a really nice and soft sky. Let me place my bunnies back. A little bit more toward the bottom, but not much. I'm not sure if you would like to watch me, or maybe sped up, watch me coloring my stamped images, but I think there are so many people out there that do much better job at Copic coloring than I do. I'm really not an expert. I love my Copic markers. I love to use them, but I don't know if you really want to watch me color. That's better. Now I want to use this stencil over here. It's by Studio Light from the Fantasy collection. It's this one over here. And I kind of want these bunnies to somehow lay beneath the tree that has branches coming down with flowers. So let me check where I want to position this. Actually, this would frame the image nicely. I think I'm gonna leave it at that, or in that place. Kind of, oh, let me secure my card at the bottom with this. And now this is actually the reverse side. Should I use this side? Yeah, I think that's okay like that. Bunnies are all right in that spot, a bit higher. And then my sentiment can go over here. So place it, well, let's place it here. And I want to grab some washi, just secure it over here so that I can lift it up and take a look if I like what I've done. Now first I want to go in with the Worn Lipstick ink, and then I want to add some coral glitter paste. Oh my god, tongue-tied. Glitter paste over the top. But I don't want to have this, I think it's a little bit translucent and I don't want it reacting with the blue, so I want to place some pink underneath first. And I'm going to do that with my tiny ink blending tool. Now I'm holding up my ink pad so that I don't shake the desk unnecessarily. And just get my pink ink in there. Okay, I'm again very enthusiastically blending, which means my camera is shaking. I really need to find another solution to have that camera overhead without shaking all the time. But for now it is what it is, so I hope I'm not making you dizzy. Okay, let's lift this up. That is cute. Just get my bunnies back in. I like that. Okay, so place it back. Actually, I'm quickly gonna hit this with my heat tool and I'll be right back. Okay, so just quickly dried my ink. And now I'm gonna place my stencil back, close up my ink pad, and I've got a palette knife somewhere. I've never used this paste before, so I hope it's still good. Oh, it's very... I don't know if that's the property of this Bo Bunny paste. As I told you before, I've never used it before. I've had it for quite a while, so maybe that's the reason for it being kind of dry. And I'm just going around, and of course I should have worked on this mat to make my cleanup easier, but as always I forgot. So I gotta clean a little bit more later on. But first get my paste in here. I think I need a little bit more. Like that. Okay, and now, of course, I gotta let this paste dry. And I'm gonna do my cleanup, and then I'll be right back. Wait, let's lift it before I go. Very nice. I like it a lot. Now I'm gonna take this to the sink and wash my stencil and wash my palette knife, and I'll be right back. See ya! Okay, so my paste is now dry, and it's less than 10 minutes ago that I've lifted my stencil and started my cleanup. Now, in the meantime, I've done a little research and found out that Bo Bunny doesn't even exist anymore. So no wonder that my paste is a little old and dry, but that did help speed up the drying time for this card. So I can go on with my stamping now, and that's actually all that is still missing on this card. Sorry for that. I'm going to use my stamp platform. And what sentiment do I want to use? I want to use the No Bunny Loves You Like I Do. Let me find it on here. So that's the problem with hoarding craft supplies for years and years, that those companies don't exist anymore, and then you realize you want to repurchase something that's maybe dried or empty, and you can't, and that is sad. That makes me sad. But of course there are other companies coming out with other pretty stuff that we can use, right? So I want to center it. Now this is 3 7/8 of an inch, so the center would be yeah, slightly under 2. And of course I want to make sure it is straight, but I also just want to place my bunnies to see. I think it's a little bit unconventional, but I might even place it down here. Or in the middle. I think halfway between the bunnies and my falling leaves or petals will be fine. Okay, take these away. Pick up my stamp. straighten this out. It's a stamp I've never used before, so let me quickly rub it with my hand, or even have a wet cloth over here, so quickly rub it with this and we're fine. Now I want to take this lid off and check if my stamp is straight, and it is not. And I find it easier if you look through, with clear stamps of course, if you look through from the top. I think that's where I want it. Place this back and double check. Looks all right. Just a little adjustment. Now this is the 2-inch line. I want to have it dead center, so I'm just going to quickly use this ruler. We're all right. Okay, now ink it up. I've only recently discovered this VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I really love it, I must say. Does give nice images and nice impressions. Look at that. Clean my stamp. And put it back. Okay, next step, I'm quickly gonna hit my stamping with a heat tool. I'll be right back. Okay, so I hit this with my heat tool. Now I want to place my bunnies over here, and I want to raise them up a little bit with foam dots. But before I do that, I want to get my card onto my card base. This is one of those fancy double-sided papers, white on one side and colored on the other, which makes it easier to write into the card if you have darker paper. So this is 8 1/4, so we need 4 1/8. And I like to push my cardstock against the edges of the scoring tool to really get my fold straight. A little bit of overhang, but that's okay. That's going to be on the back. Just want to make sure I have a nice and crisp fold over here, like that. This cardstock was actually the inspiration to use this paste, because it kind of matches. And you see, without the cardstock it looks more pink. With the cardstock I think it looks more red. So it really always depends on what you pair your colors with. Just gonna run my tape runner around. This was an ink blending accident, by the way, where it picked up the green from my mat and blended it into the sky. So I had to start over again. Like that. Center this on my card. turn it around and press down. And I find you can get better adhesion if you just do that before using any 3D foam dots. Okay, like this. And now I have these foam dots over here. 1, 2, and 3, and I think that's gonna be enough. And that is cute. So peel the backings off. And place my bunnies down. Okay, now I'm just thinking if I should add a little gemstone or something over here. Let me check if I have any hearts. Okay, so I found this jar. It was a free gift from an online store where I ordered craft supplies from. And I think I'm going to use these little red hearts and just stick them down with a little dot of glue. Oops. So one here. And one there. That's thicker than the other one. This one is better. That is good. Okay, let me get some glue. And maybe some tweezers to make life easier. Do I maybe even want to put one heart on the flower? No, that's weird. Just leave it. Okay, that's just a little dot. And now pick it up with my tweezers. Straight is weird. No, we want it at an angle, like that. Yeah, I like this, and it gives a little bit more dimension and somewhat picks up my paste from up there. So I think we are done. This is my 2025 Valentine's Day card for my husband. I hope you liked it. I hope you try to recreate something, and this video is an inspiration for you. If you want to watch me color stamped images like this with my Copic markers, please let me know in the comments, and I'll figure out a way to maybe film myself and speed the process up so that you can see which colors I used where and how I did my blending. I mean, here I have not done too much of a blending because I think for a furry texture it's better to kind of have the texture in it and not the smooth blend. So yeah, I'm happy to show you how I do it if you like. And until next time, yeah, let me know what you think about this card and if I should show you my Copic coloring process. Okay, I hope you liked it and see you. Bye!